Charlie said faintly, "It's a coincidence, I also ordered Classic Mansion. Ha ha ha." Harold laughed presumptuously. "Charlie, you are not afraid of bragging, you're one of a kind. You can't even book the bronze box in Classic Mansion, so you dare to play here." Charlie smiled indifferently, and said, "If I blow or not, what does it have to do with you? I'm not inviting you to dinner. What are you doing with so much leisure?" Harold said coldly, "Cut. I see you like this, you can't even enter the door of Classic Mansion." Elsa on the side couldn't bear to see Charlie being targeted. She knew that Charlie was a live-in son-in-law, and had no money and status in the Wilson family. It was really unrealistic to say that she could live in a top hotel, paid by him. It is estimated that Charlie said this deliberately because he wanted to face. So she didn't want Charlie to be too embarrassed, so she opened up and said to him, "Oh, there is no need to argue about this. Since everyone ordered the same place, then just go together." Harold sarcastically said to Charlie, "Well, for Elsa's face, let me grab you a meal today, and let you see what high-end hotels look like." Charlie snorted and ignored him. Orville would kneel when he sees him. What was the hotel he opened in his own eyes? It's a pity that Harold's cock is nothing more than a blind eye. Classic Mansion is a quaint Chinese-style hotel. The decoration and style are full of traditional classical charm, extremely luxurious. Even the signboard at the door is made of high-quality yellow rosewood. Charlie looked at the decorations in Classic Mansion and was a little surprised. Unexpectedly, Orville's restaurant is really pretty good, and he can bring his wife over to have a taste of food in the future. Elsa looked around and exclaimed, "I heard the name of Classic Mansion when I was in Eastcliff, and it really deserves its reputation." Harold smiled and said, "If you come here, Elsa, of course, you have to use the best hotel too." After finishing speaking, he glanced at Charlie and sneered, "It's not like some people. If it weren't for your light, they would never have the chance to come to such a high-end restaurant in their entire life." Wendy asked deliberately at this time, "Charlie, didn't you also book a box in Classic Mansion?" "Which one is it? Take us to open our eyes?" Charlie said lightly, "I can't remember which one is specific. I just sent a text message to their boss and asked him to help arrange it, and wait for me to look at the text message record." Harold sarcastically said, "Do you know who the boss here is?" "Just save your big talk here. The boss here is the famous Mr. Orville. You dare to say such big things. Beware that Orville hears it, will you, with fingers." At this time, Charlie turned on the phone and checked the text message Orville sent to him last night and said lightly, "He said that he left me the diamond box." When Harold heard Charlie's words, he immediately laughed. "Ha ha ha, diamond box? Charlie, you are afraid to laugh at me. Do you know who can go to the diamond box? Prince of Oris Hill is eligible to enter the diamond box, no more than 10 people. You're a shish. T. Elsa has not spoken, but she can't help but think to herself that this Charlie also loves face too much. So how could he get the diamond box in his capacity? She used to think that this person had no money and power and was a little bit useless, but she did not expect him to be such a person who admires vanity. What a disappointment. Charlie laughed and didn't say anything. In his opinion, these people who ridiculed themselves were with low mental retardation, but he didn't bother to be familiar with them. Gerald also sarcastically said, "Charlie, even my father is not qualified to eat in the diamond box. You dare to brag." Wendy echoed, "Brother Gerald, let alone eating in the diamond box. This kind of person is not eligible to eat leftovers in the diamond box." Charlie looked at Gerald and couldn't help but sneer. "You stupid bird, Mr. Orville just beat your brother yesterday. Do you still dare to come to his restaurant for dinner?" So he deliberately asked, "Brother Gerald, I heard that something happened to your brother yesterday?" Gerald frowned. "How do you know?" After that, Gerald said again, "My brother was assaulted yesterday, and he is still unconscious. We are investigating who injured him and stripped him at that time." "Do you have any clue?" Charlie shook his head and deliberately pretended to be stupid. "I don't know. I just heard that something happened to him. I don't know what happened." "Humph," Gerald said contemptuously. You rubbish, don't talk about my white family with that mouth. Next time, be careful that I'll not polite to you. Charlie smiled and ignored him.